everyone!
Hey, it is Alexis.
And Lilian. We have some exciting news. We're gonna start a new fun segment, which is your queer dating questions answered by Alexis and Lilian. We've done something kind of similar in the past, like a lot of queer dating advice related videos, and we got inspired to bring that back because A, we've been getting a lot of requests for it, and B, we've been seeing these Hinge campaigns around town.
So these Hinge ads consist of these queer dating questions. So we got excited and we were like, all right, let's answer them ourselves.
And then the idea is that for future videos, you ask your questions here, just leave them in the comments of this video. Keep them short and concise. None of those questions are like 3 pages. The first time she smiled at me, the second time she winked at me.
We love those, but for this, let's keep it short.
Here we go. Hit it. First question will be answered by Alexis. As a femme who's attracted to other femmes, how do I make it clear I'm flirting?
Eye contact is like a huge one. Have your little flirty eyes on, maybe, you know, a little smirk, laughing at their jokes, seem interested. And also a pretty big one is, you know, be confident and make the first move. Especially in femme relationships, I feel like there's this kind of thing where you're waiting for the other person to make the move. Do it, get it on the table, and then maybe the next step can be asking her out on a date.
I've seen a lot of these questions also in your comments here. Assumingly femmes being like, oh, you know, other girls always just think I'm being nice when I'm actually flirting with them. But I think the crucial point here is maybe then you're not flirting well. Giving someone compliments is not necessarily flirting. So I totally agree with everything you said. Make it obvious that you're flirting, and that's just not just what you're saying, but a lot of it is your body language. You can make it very obvious. Trust me, whenever someone flirts with me, I get kind of like awkward and uncomfortable. So if you're not making me uncomfortable, then you're not doing it right.
I'm a man and I matched with a woman. Any tips for when/if I share I'm bisexual?
I'm not a man, but I guess
people
well,
in India
they thought I was a man. So if you're bi and you don't have it like written on your dating profile or something, at what point do you reveal to the person that you're going on dates with that you're bi? Because for some people, unfortunately, that's an issue. I think you should make it clear, you know, as early as possible within the first few dates. People want to be transparent. I don't think you necessarily have to be like, oh, by the way, I'm bi. You can also just share that you've been in relationships or gone on dates with the other sex other times. A lot of times that's then going to be followed up by questions, you know, do you identify as like bi or pansexual, and who are you interested in, and all sorts of things like that. Open up the conversation, lay it out on the table, and then see where it goes. Will I ever feel like I can stop coming out?
Ooh. I feel like no. Because we're constantly coming out, like at work, with new friends, just people you like randomly meet. I feel like it's just a part of your life, and it does, yeah, it is exhausting, but also it's like, own it, you know, like coming out all the time. You don't really have to see it as like a negative thing, just being like, this is a part of me. And like
King Princess was actually the one to answer this question, and their response was pretty much the same.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was like, nope, you're gonna keep coming out, and it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It kind of sucks that we have to keep coming out just because people are always assumed straight and blah blah blah. I will say though, I feel like it kind of gets easier.
The world is kind of getting a little bit better with this as well, right? But until we get everyone on board, we're gonna have to keep coming out.
What should you not do on a first date?
I feel like there's so many things that you shouldn't do on a first date.
What's like the first big no-no that comes to mind?
Chew with your mouth open. So the next question is, how can I start dating if I'm actually not ready to come out yet?
I think you can definitely start dating, you know, the way that anyone else would, even if you're not out yet, because you don't have to be out to start dating. I've dated people in the past who weren't out, or who maybe came out while we were together. I just think it is important that you make it clear fairly early on to your potential lover or whatever that you're not out, because for some people that's going to be difficult. And it also depends on like on what level you're not out, you know? Does it mean like your parents don't know? Does it mean no one knows? Or does it mean no one can see you in public holding a woman's hand or something like that?
Because that's gonna affect obviously your partner like greatly. And they don't want to feel like they need to go back in the closet, right? Like that's such a challenging time for a lot of people.
And also dating and being in a relationship with someone of the same sex can actually give you the confidence to come out. I'm not saying you need to be pressured into coming out, just come out when you want to, when you feel ready.
Absolutely.
But for example, I was kind of waiting till I had a girlfriend so I could say, Mom and Dad, I have a girlfriend, not Mom and Dad, I'm this and this. And then you kind of have something to back it up, and it's not just like a label, but actually a person that is like, see, this lovely person is not scary. I think that's it for this batch, folks.
Yeah, get your questions ready for the next episode.
Leave your questions in the comments. Try to make them as concise as possible. We'll see you in the next one. We're gonna be tripping the road. So who knows when it's gonna be, but we will try to make it happen soon. And by the way, this was not sponsored by Hinge, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, unfortunately.
Alright, bis zum nächsten Mal.
Tschüss.
Tschüss.